My name is Logan McCarthy. I go to Christchurch Episcopal School in Greenville, South Carolina, and I'm in 11th grade. I've always been like really good naturally at math. It's probably my best subject, but then I would go to standardized tests and did not perform the way I thought I should be performing, and my reading was always way better than my math score. So I think we realized for the SAT I needed intense tutoring course that would just teach me everything I needed to know for the SAT. I want to go to high geometry. Was always a big struggle for me. I kind of my geometry in middle school wasn't the most thorough, and I definitely missed a lot of like circles and stuff in sixth grade. So learning that through piece of pie definitely helped boost my score a lot. I was most concerned about being able to sit through the 4 hour meeting each week. The meetings ended up going by pretty quickly, and I learned a lot during them, so they were definitely worth it. And towards the end, they weren't really like I looked fondly on them. I love the virtual group learning. There aren't too many tutoring places where I live, so having this option was really great. And it was also nice like meeting new people from different states and areas. And I didn't feel like the group tutoring was any less effective than one-on-one tutoring. And in some cases, it was better because some students would make the same mistake I had made, so then we could kind of learn from each other. So that was really great. And I liked my tutors. I felt like they all could explain the some of the issues I had been making. Definitely, some were I feel like could explain it a little better, but they were all really good in the end. I've grown up doing competitive gymnastics, so I've learned lots of time management. So I think the best thing for me was just figuring out each day what was the best time to really sit down and do all of my work and get the most out of it. But it was a lot, but in the end, it was all worth it. And I definitely needed all of that work to help me. So it's going to require a lot of work, and it's not just going to be something you can breeze through and just like half do the work and still get the result you want. You really have to put the time into learning the material and doing everything they're telling you to do, because in the end it's all worth it. And what like all the tutors and administrators are very experienced, so they know what they're giving you, and it's going to help you get the score you want in the end.
I think that this is not something that I think you want your son or daughter to take on lightly. You have to make a commitment. And if you're willing to put the work in, then I think as a consumer, it justifies the cost. But if you're not willing to put that kind of work in, then really this is not the course for you.
The biggest things for me was that during the Zoom calls, the tutors could kind of see what you were struggling with, and then you would really focus on that in your homework the week after the tutoring, and that would really like nail down the issues where you were having. And then overall, just I think for me, all of the homework, because it was just like practice problem after practice problem, which really like drilled everything into your brain. So then when you went to the test, you could just recognize like, oh, this is what I do. And then the hard problems weren't that hard anymore. I got a 780 on the SAT in August, and I had gone from a 610 on the PSAT last year. It shows all of the work and all of the different things I had to maybe sacrifice this summer have really paid off. And now I don't really have to focus on my SAT math score anymore, which is really a weight off my shoulder. I'm in junior year, so there's a lot more I'm doing. So now that's just I don't have to worry about that anymore.
One of the things that really stood out to me about the program was our very first phone call. And I forget the gentleman's name, but I think he runs the Piece of Pie. And I got the distinct sense that he wasn't looking for my money per se. He was looking for a committed student. And when you're paying the bill, that's satisfying to know that we're just not a paycheck, that he wanted people who were willing to pay the price, but really willing to put in the work. And I liked the way he began the conversation with Logan, which was he asked a very open-ended question. How how much are you willing to put into this effort? Tell me how many hours you're willing to study a day. And I think that was the very first question he asked. And then once Logan answered the question, I think she said 2 hours. I felt like he saw in her, okay, this is the kind of student I want. And I really liked that approach. And so my advice for parents, similar to what I said earlier, is if you and your child are willing to put that kind of time in, it's the perfect course.